You know, everyone thinks they know what a Doberman is. You walk down the street with one and you see the looks. People cross the road, they pull their kids closer, and I get it. I really do. History, Hollywood, they've done a real number on this breed. They painted them as these sleek, unfeeling machines, weapons with a heartbeat, the devil dog. And looking at that silhouette, the muscle, the cropped ears, that focused stare, it's intimidating. It screams power.
But you and I, we know the truth. And the truth is, it's heartbreakingly different. If you're here watching this, it's because you've looked past the teeth. You've looked into those deep, dark almond eyes, and you've seen it. You've seen the soul in there. And that's what I want to talk about today. Not the guard dog training, not the bite work, not the status symbol. I want to talk about the things we don't say out loud enough. The unspoken struggles of loving a creature that looks like a warrior, but feels like a child.
It's heavy, isn't it? Carrying the weight of that reputation while you're trying to protect the softest heart you've ever known. Because that's the paradox. That's the tragedy of the Doberman. The world expects a monster, but what we have, what we hold the leash of, is something so profoundly sensitive, it almost hurts to watch sometimes. So let's just be real for a minute. Let's talk about who they really are when the world isn't watching.
We call them Velcro dogs. We say it like it's a joke, right? Like it's just a cute little quirk. Oh, he follows me to the bathroom, or she has to sit on my foot, not next to it. We laugh about it. But think about why they do that. Really think about it. It's not dominance. It's not just affection. It's a desperate, consuming need for connection. It's fragility. That's the word that doesn't fit the picture, but it fits the dog. They are fragile giants. I remember the first time I raised my voice, not even at my dog, just at the TV or something, and I saw him shrink. This 80-pound animal, ripples of muscle, teeth that could crush bone, and he flinched because the energy in the room shifted. They absorb everything. Your stress is their stress. Your sadness, it wrecks them. It's like they don't have an emotional filter. Other dogs, yeah, they love you. But Adobe, they live inside your emotions. And that makes them so incredibly vulnerable. They are these imposing physical specimens, built for war. But emotionally, they're made of glass. And nobody tells you that. Nobody warns you that you have to be so careful with their hearts. You hurt their feelings, and they don't just get over it with a treat. They sulk, they grieve, they internalize it. It's a heavy burden for a dog to carry, being that tuned into us. They need us to be their anchor, because without that contact, without that physical touch, they feel lost. And then there's the physical side of this vulnerability. It's written right on their skin, literally. You look at a German Shepherd or a Golden, and they've got layers. They've got that fluff, that protection against the elements. But a Doberman, they're naked, basically. Just that single sleek coat. No protection from the brush, no protection from the world. It's almost poetic in a sad way. They have no armor. You take them out on a brisk morning, a day that a lab wouldn't even notice, and you see it. The shivering, that deep rattling tremor that starts in their chest and goes all the way down to those tight paws. They freeze so easily, and it makes me so angry when I see people leaving them outside as yard dogs. They aren't built for it. They physically cannot handle the harshness of the world. And it's not just the cold, it's the skin issues, the bumps, the sensitivities. Their skin is just like their soul, exposed. Everything touches them directly. There's no buffer. A rough play session, a walk through some dry branches, they come back scraped up.
It's a constant reminder that for all their strength, for all that power they project, they are stripped bare. They rely on us to keep them warm, to put the coat on them, to be the layer of protection they were born without. It's just another way they need us more than people realize. You know, we joke about the Velcro dog thing. We post the pictures of them leaning on our legs while we're trying to cook or sticking their nose through the shower curtain. And it's cute, it is. But there is a darker side to that attachment that we don't talk about enough: the panic. Because for a Doberman, you aren't just their person. You are their anchor. You are the only thing that makes the world make sense. And when you leave, God. For some of them, it's not just loneliness. It's sheer terror. I remember the first time I saw it on a puppy cam. The pacing, the drooling, the way he threw himself at the door like he was trying to break out of a burning building. It wasn't bad behavior. It wasn't spite. It was a panic attack, pure and simple. And people who don't know the breed, they'll tell you to just let them cry it out. Or they'll get angry about the scratched doorframe or the chewed up whines. But they don't see what we see. They don't see the fear in those eyes. It breaks you a little, doesn't it? Knowing that your absence causes them that much pain. It's a heavy burden, loving a creature that needs you so desperately just to breathe. It's exhausting. But then you come home, and that wiggle, that full body wiggle, and you realize they were just holding their breath until you walked back in. And then you step outside your front door. Inside, they're your baby, your shadow. But outside, to the rest of the world, they're a weapon. This one really gets to me, because nothing prepares you for the discrimination. You try to rent an apartment, a nice place with a yard, and you see it on the application, restricted breeds. And there it is, Doberman Pinscher, right next to dangerous. It makes my blood boil, honestly, because they don't know my dog. They don't know that he's terrified of thunder or that he sleeps with a stuffed hedgehog. They just see the silhouette. They see the pointy ears, even if they're natural sometimes, and they see a movie villain. It's not just housing either. It's insurance, it's neighbors crossing the street when they see you coming, pulling their kids away like you're walking a tiger on a leash. It hurts. It really does. You find yourself constantly apologizing for their existence, constantly having to be the ambassador. You can't just go for a walk. You have to be a PR campaign. Because if your dog barks, just once, they aren't just being a dog. They're aggressive. They're a ticking time bomb. And that pressure, knowing that one slip-up, one misunderstanding could cost them their life because of some outdated law or some landlord's ignorance, it's a fear that never really goes away. We carry that shield every single day. But let's talk about what's happening inside that beautiful head of theirs, because that's the other struggle, isn't it? The brain, the sheer, relentless intelligence. If you've ever looked deep into a Doberman's eyes, you know what I'm talking about. There's someone home. The lights are on, and the factory is running at full capacity. And that is a double-edged sword. People get a Doberman because they want a smart dog, but they don't realize that a smart dog is a bored dog. And a bored Doberman, that is a master of chaos. It's not enough to walk them around the block. It's just not. You have to tire out their mind, or they will dismantle your house piece by piece just to see how it works. It's like living with a genius toddler who has the physical capabilities of an Olympic athlete. You can see them thinking. You can see them calculating. If I move this chair, I can reach the counter. If I whine at exactly this pitch, Mom gets up. It's constant.
You can never really switch off because they never switch off. They need a job. They need a purpose. And if you don't give them one, they'll invent one. And trust me, you aren't going to like the job they choose. It's a high bandwidth relationship. You can't just coexist with a Doberman. You have to engage. You have to be present. It takes so much energy, mental energy, just to keep up with them. But I wouldn't trade that spark for anything. Not for a second. You know, people see him walking down the street, sleek, shiny, that unmistakable silhouette, and they always say the same thing to me. Oh, you're so lucky. Short hair, must be zero maintenance, no shedding, right? I have to laugh. Otherwise, I might scream. Because if you know, you know. It's not fur, it's not hair, it's shrapnel. See, a golden retriever sheds, and you get these tumbleweeds, soft little clouds you can just pick up. But a Doberman? These guys weaponize their coats. It's what I call the Splinter effect. It's not just that they shed, it's that every single tiny hair is a needle, a stiff, relentless little black needle that weaves itself into the very fabric of your life. Literally. I mean, I've put on a clean fleece jacket, fresh out of the dryer, and felt that sharp, stinging pinch in my back. Pulled it off, spent 10 minutes with tweezers digging out a single Doberman hair that managed to bury itself into my skin. Into my skin. And try getting it out of your car upholstery. Vacuums don't work. The hair just laughs at the vacuum. You have to use pumice stones, rubber gloves, duct tape, and even then, you're gonna find those little black splinters 5 years later. It's invasive, it's painful, and honestly, it's endless. So yeah, tell me again how low maintenance this coat is while I'm pulling a hair out of the bottom of my foot for the 3rd time this week. It's a labor of love, but man, it hurts. But the hair is nothing. That's just nuisance. The real struggle, the one that keeps us up at night, it's deeper. It's invisible. It's looking at this magnificent creature. Just look at them. Muscles rippling, chest deep, standing there like a statue of a god, the very image of power, intimidation, strength, and knowing deep in your gut that biologically they are built on a house of cards. It breaks your heart, it really does, because we have betrayed them. Humans, breeders, history, we bred them for a look, for a drive, but we forgot to protect the engine. The genetics of this breed, it's a minefield, and we're the ones walking through it, holding the leash, just waiting for the click.
Dilated cardiomyopathy, DCM. 3 letters that make every Doberman owner's blood run cold. The silent killer. You look at your dog, healthy, running, playing, and you don't know if their heart is slowly failing inside that big chest. They call it the heartbreak breed for a reason. And it's not because they break our hearts by being bad dogs. It's because they leave us too soon. Sudden death. Just dropping. It feels so unfair, so incredibly cruel that the strongest dog on the block has the most fragile heart. Every vet visit is a breath-holding contest. Every time they sleep a little too soundly, you poke them just to see them move, just to be sure. You live with this low-level hum of anxiety, a fear that this powerful body is going to quit on you long before the spirit does. So you deal with the hair, you worry about the heart, but then there's the mind, the soul of the dog. People joke about it. Oh, my Velcro dog. It sounds cute, right? Sticky, sweet. But with a Doberman, it's heavy. It's a weight.
This isn't a dog that just wants to be near you. This is a dog that needs to crawl inside your skin to feel safe. It's not just affection, it's a form of desperate codependency. And if you aren't ready for that, if you aren't ready to be someone's entire world every second of every day, it's suffocating. You go to the bathroom, they're there, nose against the door crack, whining. You stand up from the couch, they're up, pacing, watching your hands, watching your eyes. Where are we going? Are you leaving me? It's an unspoken struggle because, well, we love it, don't we? We love being loved that hard. But the flip side is the guilt, the crushing guilt when you have to leave the house for 2 hours, seeing that panic in their eyes. The Doberman wasn't bred to be a lone wolf. They were bred to be a personal protector, a partner. So when you strip that purpose away, even for a grocery run, they fall apart. It's exhausting, being the emotional anchor for a 75-pound animal that is physically capable of taking down a man, but emotionally incapable of being alone in a room. It's a lot to carry. We need to talk about the energy, not just, oh, he likes to run energy. I mean the engine, the nuclear reactor sitting in your living room. Because this is where I see so many people fail them, and it hurts. It really hurts to watch. You look at a Doberman, and you see this sleek, elegant creature, but inside, that is a Ferrari engine, a machine built for war, for protection, for tax collecting, for work, relentless work. And what do? We put them in apartments. We leave them in backyards for 8 hours while we go to the office. And then we wonder why they eat the drywall, or why they spin, or why they scream. It's not bad behavior. It's desperation. Imagine having the capacity to run a marathon every single day and the intelligence to solve complex puzzles and being told to sit on a couch. It's torture, mental torture. These dogs, they aren't just pets. They are a lifestyle. And if you aren't ready to wake up at 5 a.m. to work their brains, not just their bodies, but their brains, you're failing them.
They look at you with those eyes, you know the look, begging for a job. Tell me what to do. Please, just give me a purpose. And when we don't, when we ignore that drive, we break their spirit. We turn that beautiful, focused intensity into anxiety. And that is a tragedy we create ourselves. It's on us. And then there's the vulnerability, the physical vulnerability that nobody expects. You walk down the street with a Doberman, and people cross to the other side. They see the muscle, the cropped ears maybe, the teeth. They see a tank. But you know the truth. You know they're naked. They have no undercoat, none. That sleek coat that looks so intimidating, it offers zero protection. I get so angry, honestly, it makes my blood boil when I see Dobermans left outside in the winter. Oh, he's a tough dog. No, he is freezing, literally freezing to death. You have to be their thermostat. You have to be the one to say, it's too cold, or the pavement is too hot. Because they are stoic. They will follow you through fire and ice because they love you, but they will suffer for it. In the heat, God, the dark coats, they absorb the sun like a sponge. 10 minutes in high summer and they can drop. It's terrifying how fast it happens. So you become that person, the one putting a coat on a scary dog. And people laugh. They point and they laugh at the sweater or the booties. Let them laugh, because they don't understand that this killing machine is shivering because it's 50 degrees out. It's a constant worry, checking the weather, checking their paws, making sure they aren't suffering in silence, because they will. They will suffer in silence just to be next to you. And that fragility, it's something you have to protect with your life. Let's be real for a second. We have to talk about the cost. And I don't mean the price of the puppy. That is the cheapest part of owning a Doberman. I'm talking about the anxiety of the credit card bill, the savings account you drain. Because loving this breed, it is expensive. It is devastatingly expensive. It's not if something happens, it's when. You're constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop. Maybe it's Wobblers, maybe it's von Willebrands, or maybe it's the big one, DCM, dilated cardiomyopathy, the widowmaker. You find yourself at the cardiologist. Not for you, for your dog. You're paying for Holter monitors, echoes, medications that cost more than your car payment. And you do it. You don't even hesitate. You hand over the card, you sign the paper, even when you don't know how you're going to make rent. Because looking into those brown eyes, you can't put a price on it. But the stress, it weighs on you. It sits on your chest at night. You watch them sleep and you wonder, is his breathing okay? Is that a cough? Is today the day his heart just stops? It's a heavy burden. We joke about it. Oh, the vet drives a Porsche thanks to me. But deep down, it's fear. It is a terrifying financial commitment that is actually just a cover for the emotional toll. You pay the money to buy more time. Just a little more time. Because no amount of money is ever enough to keep them here as long as we need them. We gotta talk about it. The gas. You know exactly what I mean. It's the kind of thing that doesn't just smell bad, it feels personal. It's heavy. It hangs in the air like a fog. You're sitting there, maybe you watching TV. Your Dobie is curled up in that tight little donut shape they do, which is ridiculous for a dog that size. And suddenly, your eyes start to water. And you look over, and they're just sleeping. Or maybe they give you that side eye, you know the one, like they are offended that you noticed. But here's the thing, and this is where the laughter kind of dies down for me. It's funny, yeah, but it's also a reminder of how delicate they really are inside. People see this muscle, this power, this sleek machine. But their insides, their guts, they are so sensitive. It's terrifying, actually. Every time that happens, there's a little voice in the back of my head, that paranoid Doberman parent voice, whispering, is it just gas, or is it something worse? We all live in fear of bloat. We know the stats. So when the room clears out, yeah, we joke about it. We have to. But deep down, I'm watching. I'm checking. Is his belly tight? Is he pacing? Because this tough guy exterior protects a system that is, honestly, pretty fragile. It makes you want to wrap them in bubble wrap, you know? It's just another way they need us to watch out for them. And then there's the look, the silhouette. You see a shadow of a Doberman against a wall, and it's sharp, pointy ears, nump tail. It's iconic. It's what the movies show us. But let's just sit with that for a second. Because whether your dog is cropped and docked, or all natural with those big, beautiful velvet floppy ears and a tail that acts like a whip, there is so much judgment, so much noise. If you have a natural Dobie, people say, that's a hound dog, not a Doberman. If you have a cropped one, people call you cruel. And somewhere in the middle of all that shouting is the dog. Just the dog. I look at my boy, and I think about the history of this breed. The tax collector's dog. Intimidating on purpose. But when I'm on the floor with him, and he's resting that long snout on my shoulder, none of that matters. The tape on the ears, the stitches, or the soft flapping sound of natural ears shaking. It's all just aesthetic noise. The struggle here isn't really about the ears or the tail. It's about people refusing to see the soul underneath the modification. They see a weapon. They see a status symbol. They don't see the goofball who sucks on blankets. It breaks my heart a little, because no matter what they look like on the outside, the heart beating inside that deep chest, it's pure gold, and it hurts that the world gets hung up on the packaging while missing the gift inside.
We joke about them being Velcro dogs, right? We laugh because, well, you can't go to the bathroom without a nose nudging the door open. You can't sit on the couch without 100 pounds of muscle thinking it's a lapdog. But see, I think we miss the heavy part of that, the cost of that connection. Because it's not just physical proximity, it's emotional fusion. And honestly, sometimes that breaks my heart. You have to understand, a Doberman isn't just watching you. They are feeling you. They are this raw, exposed nerve ending that's wired directly into your nervous system. If you've had a bad day at work, if you're stressed about bills, if you're holding on to just a little bit of anger, they know. And they don't just know it, they absorb it. They carry it for you. I've looked at my boy sometimes, just sitting there, trembling a little, pacing, eyes wide, and I'm looking for a trigger. I'm checking the windows, checking the yard, but there's nothing out there. The trigger is me. It's my anxiety leaking out, and he's mopping it up like a sponge. That is a massive burden to put on an animal. They want to fix it. They want to protect us from the invisible threats inside our own heads, but they can't, so they just stress. They worry, and it makes you realize, to be a good guardian to a Doberman, you have to fix yourself first. You have to be calm, not just for you, but because their peace of mind depends entirely on yours. That's a heavy responsibility, isn't it? And then you step outside. You leave that bubble of your home where they're just a goofball, just a baby, and you walk into the world, and the world doesn't see what you see. They don't see the soul. They see the silhouette. It's the ears, the chest, the history, the movies. God, the movies did a number on this breed. People see a Doberman and they see a weapon. I can't tell you how many times I've been walking, just a loose leash, tail wagging, and I see a mother grab her child and cross the street, or someone flinches when we walk past. They stiffen up, they stare. And here's the thing that kills me. Our dogs feel that too. Remember what I said about them being sensitive? They pick up on that energy. Imagine being a creature that just wants to connect, that is so full of love it literally vibrates. And everywhere you go, people recoil. People look at you with fear, rejection. My dog looks up at me sometimes after someone pulls away, and I swear there's a question in his eyes. Like, what did I do? Why are they scared? It turns them defensive. It makes them think, okay, if the world is tense, I need to be on guard. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. We created this monster image, and now we force these gentle, sensitive souls to navigate a world that decided they were dangerous before they were even born. It's not fair. It's lonely. For them and for us.